Welcome back to this third and final hour of this Hereticus session. I think it's the 19th.
Yes.
And we just wrapped up this major battle, the assault on Bastion 4. And Tim, I'm going to need a few die rolls from you.
Whatever you want.
Yes. First of all, could you roll me a D100, please?
Yes. $74.
Okay, that's too bad.
Is it bad?
Yes, it is. Could you then roll me, and I'll tell you why it's bad in a bit. Could you then roll me 2d10, please?
$8.
Okay, so the bionic arm is going to take you 5 days to get installed.
Hmm?
Could you roll me another 2d10, please?
9.
And the bionic locomotion is going to take you 6 days to get installed, because it's the result minus your toughness bonus.
Cool.
So at least for the next 6 days, Tim is going to be out of action. The reason I wanted you to roll a D100 was to see if the bionic arm and leg you're going to get installed were of good quality, and unfortunately they're not. They are of regular quality, which means you don't get any bonuses to strength, dex, and whatever.
Can they
They
be
do
upgraded
have an
later?
armor value.
Yeah, they do, but
They have, I think isn't it an armor value of 2, which is added to whatever armor you wear on that? I think so.
Maybe.
So you at least get that out of it.
Can they be upgraded later?
No, it's actually to the toughness bonus.
Oh, it's to the toughness bonus. Okay.
To that particular location.
Okay, cool.
Whether or not they can be upgraded, I'm not really sure, but
Yes, they can. They can later on be upgraded. You can have them replaced by a better quality.
Yeah, I mean, that would make sense for machinery to be upgradable as opposed to flesh. Isn't that the whole tech priest thing?
Yeah,
Yes.
it is.
I agree.
However, getting upgrades, good or exceptional quality upgrades are outrageously expensive.
Sure, and and if you were to buy these upgrades, it would cost you 2,500 throne guilds. So it is quite expensive.
I'll just have to prove to the Inquisition that I'm worth it.
I was about to say, that'd be great if we actually got paid for what we did.
You don't, but then we use a different
You do.
system for acquisition.
Yes, we have a barter system in place.
Yes. But yeah, Tim is transported up to one of the cruisers, or one of the ships in orbit, and you
I
won't
don't
see
suppose I could re-roll the D100 with one of my re-rolls.
him. No, but I'll let you burn a fate point.
Yeah, why not?
But you might roll even worse. I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's all right. I have had 4 of them, anyways.
Sure.
Jesus.
From
Isn't it? Yeah, that's the max possible, isn't it? Having 4.
yeah, I think so. So from okay, cool. At least your well, so both of them are of good quality. For your arm, that means then that in addition to the +2 to your toughness for that specific location, which is your right arm. Your arm specifically gives you a +10 bonus on agility tests, requiring delicate manipulation such as sleight of hand, and they add a +10 bonus to strength tests using that arm.
Cool.
Also pretty cool.
Meanwhile,
So that was how much on agility?
+10.
+10.
When for tests requiring delicate manipulation.
Good.
And for your locomotion, it is a... You get the sprint talent.
Cool. What
And
does that do?
I don't remember. We can look it up. In addition, you get a plus 20 bonus to athletics tests made to jump or leap.
Cool.
So that's what they do.
I don't regret burning that fate point.
No.
Nope, that is a good trade-off.
How much was it to jump and leap?
Plus 20. And let's see that sprint talent thing. Talents.
So many talons.
So many talents.
Yeah.
So many talents, so little time.
Yep. Sprint. 121.
Gonna make a very heavy clunking noise if he needs to sprint with that thing.
Yep. Let's see.
It's only a other jump that's long.
Yes. Good. Maybe.
I mean, it didn't subtract from my silent move, so clearly it's been made so it's not clunky.
I would say if it hadn't been for the fact it was good quality, you might have had to deal with the silent move no longer being possible.
No, if it's a poor quality, I think it, amongst other things, it does make a certain amount of noise, and therefore you just take a penalty to it.
Yeah. Right.
So the sprint talent is as follows: you are able to put on a burst of speed to get out of or into trouble fast. When taking the full move action, you may move an extra number of meters equal to your agility bonus. When taking the run action, you may double your movement for 1 round. If you use this talent 2 turns in a row, you gain 1 level of fatigue.
Still, that is very good. It allows you to redeploy or you know, very, very rapidly.
Yep.
Definitely a good way to spend a fate point. Burn.
What was it was full move, add agility bonus in meters. What was the other one?
Run. The run action.
And that doubled movement.
Yes.
Cool. I am happy.
Good.
I got control to my character and I got a bonus out of it.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're still going to be out of commission for the next week, but still.
Yes. So yeah. Tim is out of action for 6 days, and you do know this because the medic guy up at the ship sends down a missive.
Yes,
you know this.
It might be worth working on a temporary replacement character for.
No, I think we can spend 6 days planning the trip to the.
That's also true.
We can spend. I mean, we've been underway for a whole year.
Mm-hmm.
I think, you know, in transit to get here, and with the damage that headquarters have just taken from this assault, I think it makes sense to sit tight for about 6 days and await further developments, and, you know, be here while they rebuild the defenses. And make plans for what we're going to do. We might even be able to plan going to this monastery and then directly from there, you know, barring any further, you know, people getting squashed or whatever, but then going...
I'll try to avoid it.
Then going directly from the monastery to the next of these locations that we need to visit. That would be my suggestion anyway.
It seems sound.
Okay.
I have an important question.
Yes.
Since you're all busy planning, do I get any visitors?
Of course.
Yes. I mean, you definitely get visitors to check up on you and make sure you're all right, and, you know, that sort of thing. Absolutely.
Yes.
Glad to hear it.
Yes, we're not just going to leave you to it.
No. Definitely not.
Well, Tim seems... He seems slightly annoyed that he didn't manage to get out of the tower in time. but as he considers it, he managed to do a decent job, so it's worth it.
Right, he's not going to hear any kind of criticism for what he, for how he handled himself during the fight from Francesca, at least. That's for sure. She's going to focus on let's call it positive reinforcement here, because what he did was definitely good work,
Yes.
Don't worry. Medea is always tactful.
Right.
First question. First comment. Oh, you've been disarmed. Don't worry, I can give you a leg up.
There's just going to be a very tired look on Francesca's face at that point. But she's not actually going to say anything. She's going to be, tired.
Well, flesh is only temporary. Who knows?
Yes,
With
indeed.
these, I might be able to perform my duty even better.
Yes, of course. You're used to being surrounded by the Adeptus Mechanicus and its many wonders.
Indeed. I would probably eventually have asked for an upgrade anyways.
I mean,
Oh, might as well then just appreciate the good fortune, I suppose.
Well, I must apologize for delaying our mission.
No, it's none of us had expected this kind of situation to arise anyway. It's unforeseen and it happened.
And while I have seen many battles, I have never seen one of this magnitude.
Me neither. I have to admit, this was unexpected. It was troublesome, but at least it meant that we resolved one of our missions, specifically our secondary mission, early on.
Yes.
Seeing as our secondary mission was specifically to oversee if there were any problems with the local guardsmen, then this is
clearly there are. Well, some of them anyway.
I was overcome by, I suppose, taking in too much information. I should work on that so I don't get caught in another tower.
yes, but again, I don't think any of us had expected this. I'm the only one who has been in a pitched battle before today, so yeah, we're all right.
Yes.
And well done, guys. Well done indeed. You did in fact do something pretty remarkable out there today. I'll be perfectly honest about that.
I feel vindicated.
You should. It was an excellent showing by, well, frankly, by all of us and by the guardsmen. They did really very 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 well.
Yes.
Still, I'll evaluate what I can improve on.
Of course, as we always should. I have to say, by the way, Heine, I didn't actually get to meet up with the Lord General before.
No,
so
we'll handle that. But you did say you wanted to, or Tim asked if he was getting any visitors. So yeah, cool. Speaking of the Lord General and his men, the 6 days following the battle, this will take more than 6 days, but 6 days from now, Tim will return to you all, and you'll probably go on your next mission. I assume at least that you're going to help with the rebuilding of Bastion 4.
Of course, in any way we're able to.
Yeah. And the officers and the non-commissioned officers and the commissars you spoke with do provide you with lists of men who they think are worthy of commendation.
Yeah. Well, then I'm going to make sure that the Lord general gets those. I mean, it's simply because, coming from us, or from, it'll have a more it'll have a direct kind of impact. It'll be harder for him to simply say, "Oh, they all did their duty," and then let it be at that. These men absolutely deserve to be, to be commended for their actions. Plus, it's good for morale.
Yeah, absolutely. So it also the storm that was raging out on the horizon remains there for the duration of those 6 days. You can see and hear the purple the thunder and the purple lightning. And this does what? What did you say, AJ?
Thunder and lightning, very, very frightening.
Yes, indeed.
Yes.
And so that does have an effect on people. They are wondering about what it is, why it's still there, and all that. It doesn't approach. It just remains
Where it is.
where it is on the horizon.
There's little doubt that it's it's in some way linked to the command post of that particular enemy, or enemy position.
Yeah.
So
the Lord General is, of course, more than willing to meet with you, and most of it is basically just you reporting on your experience.
yeah, of course, it's debriefing.
Yeah, and he was there as well. I forgot to mention this, but he didn't just hide in his bunker. He was out.
No. I was just not sure if he was at that particular bastion, or
No,
maybe
wasn't.
another one.
Yeah, he wasn't. He was elsewhere, but he was active. He's that kind of commander. So yeah. Debriefing happens, and it becomes clear to Sister Francesca and the rest of you that while this traitorous regiment has been dealt with, and they are still concerned about discipline within the loyalist ranks. Because, quite frankly, if this can happen, then they can't afford to let down their guards.
It's gratifying to see that they are of the same opinion, because, obviously it would have been entirely possible for a less capable commander of just saying, well, that was that dealt with, now we don't have to think about that anymore until next time.
Yep.
But at least this man does seem like he knows what the hell he's talking about.
Well, him and Commissar Histar, who is also coordinating with his commissars, the commissars working under him, to go out to the other regiments and be more hardcore in their approach to discipline and maintaining it. What else? Well, so is there anything you guys want to do in those 6 days specifically, other than just helping out rebuilding the bastion?
Well, after annoying Tim in that way, she's fine.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know. It's a shame, because I kind of want Akalon to be able to go out and, I don't know, try and do something involving the men as well. But he's a psycho. I don't think he's particularly. For all that he was an inspiration at a point in the battle, he knows well enough that his presence is going to be met with some degree of apprehension.
Iffy-ness?
Yes.
Yes, and yeah.
So aside from planning things with Francesca and brooding on, well, not so much brooding as much anymore, but itching to get back out and continue fighting the enemy. He and I am, quite frankly, I'm not sure what to do with him.
Okay, cool. that works.
It's right now. It's downtime. It's
Yeah.
it's waiting time. But as I
In
said,
that case,
Francesca will try to, as an immediate plan for her is to try to come up with some way of getting a hold of a good map first and foremost, and seeing where the different areas of interest are located, so that it would be possible to maybe visit them sequentially.
yes, of course.
Medea can actually help there.
Yeah.
She has navigation surface.
Oh right, yes.
So, yep, and of course,
That is an excellent skill to have right here. In fact, it's a necessary skill. So yeah.
She also has tracking in case we're gonna need it.
Ooh, it's getting better and better.
there you go. So between the sheer skill of Medea's sheer skill, Francesca's coordination, and the fact that, well, Akilon might be useful. Again, he does know the planet's geography somewhat. I mean, let's face it, it's a bit burnt out, but geography is still roughly the same.
Yes.
She also have drive ground vehicles.
Oh, fantastic. You're just going to be doing everything from now on.
Well, you did request a chimera or some other
Chimera
Yes.
or a...
APC of some
Yes.
kind.
Chimera and a group of men who knows what the hell they're doing, basically. We can fill out some of the firing slits in a chimera, but
Yeah.
Yes,
Well,
of
so you basically have a list of able-bodied and
Yeah.
quite skilled guardsmen to choose from. So
yes.
It's also pretty quickly apparent for anyone who sees Medea that she is in a very good mood. She does not look like she's run down. She does not look drained. She looks like, if anything, she's invigorated.
cool.
Yes, I
The
mean...
whole fight thing was just what the doctor ordered.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so much blood for the blood. Oh no, sorry, blood for the emperor. Yes, that guy.
Well, as I wrote in the chat, where I also wrote that, Medea's in a good mood.
Yes, she is.
And Tim says Medea thrives on the battlefield. My only answer to that was Medea liked killing before she were caught.
Yep.
And now she's allowed to. She's in fact inspected to kill certain people, of course, but those certain people there's an open season on.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
So they absolutely deserve it, the bastards.
I was about to say, because, I mean, to a point, all the things we've been involved in before, we have had contact, but it's been skirmishes, quick fire fights, and it's been about, at times we've tried to actually avoid combat simply because we were a lower level group of acolytes. Now,
Yeah, we are well equipped and in a position where we can do some very real damage to fairly good opponents, fairly qualified opponents.
yes.
And with what I just told you, you can rewind to when she first fired the gun inside the club and know why she did so.
Yes.
Mhm. Yeah, definitely.
That's a good point.
It
Cool.
absolutely is.
Well, so eventually, Tim does rejoin you.
Yay!
So with his, well, ugly is well. So for you, it probably isn't, but for us, ugly is fitting. I'll just click on the links that you posted, Chris, so the viewing audience can get some idea of what it looks like. Not exactly like this, but
No, because let's face it, one of them is attached to a Space Marine miniature, but still.
yes. But the general idea, this is the bionic arm that Tim, or something like it, that Tim has now, and this is his. Well, so this is a Space Marine, but the leg is somewhat similar to what Tim has.
Hmm.
So yeah.
I'll have to go back to the drawing board.
Yeah.
Yes, I mean, considering how thin Tim has been, having these bionics might actually make his right side look quite a bit bulkier than his left.
Yes.
Yeah. I actually imagine it looks very unbalanced on his thin frame.
Yes.
He might stand to benefit by eating a few decent meals and bulking up to match, or he could just use that side of his body like a shield behind which he can hide the rest of his scrawny corpus.
It would actually be a good thing to, lift the arm in a guarding position and turn the leg out to be the front.
Yeah.
So there you go.
If you guys ever see combat again.
I'm insulted that
Please
you
don't
think
that. Medea will weep.
you must think us idiots to think you wouldn't throw us into combat again.
If that happens and we realize it's because everyone is fleeing from us, Medea will be like, "Aww, I don't want to be a legend." Why? Because then no one wants to be shot by me.
Nope. Well, fortunately for you, interplanetary communication, as in rumors and whispers, it's not really that effective, so your rumor quite possibly won't precede you, or your reputation, that is. So, Tim, you rejoin the others, you rejoin the gang.
Hey
The
there.
Scooby Gang!
The Scooby Gang.
Oh, and I see Tim is right-handed.
Well, now he writes even better because he has a plus something to agility stuff.
Yes.
Yes.
He's also
Well, he
stronger, so he might actually destroy anything he tries to write on.
Yes.
But it looks very elegant when he does it.
I mean, probably not, considering his strength before the arm was 24.
He really was scrawny, wasn't he?
Very scrawny.
Cool.
Medea was stronger than him.
Well, that's not too hard.
That is true.
At this
I
point,
mean-
though,
The body type I chose for Medea was scrawny. If she was scrawny, what the fuck was he? A stick?
Pretty
he
much.
was quite probably he was emaciated. Francesca will spend some of these 6 days, apart from helping with the reconstruction and all that, she will spend, some of these 6 days, choosing the men to come with them, and B, writing up a report on this and seeing if it is possible to get a subspace transmission through to the Tricorn to sort of let them know back there what the hell is going on, because this is obviously something that requires reporting on, especially since we've accomplished our secondary mission.
Well, some of the cruisers up there in orbit do have
An astropathic choir.
an astropathic choir attached to them. So it is possible for you to send a message to
Good.
the Tricorn. When that message will actually reach the Tricorn, that is...
That's a different matter, but the point is that isn't actually the biggest concern here. It's fine that it takes a while for the message to get there. It will get there eventually. So even if we die, they will have something to show for it.
Yep. 100 years from now, some inquisitorial adept will receive, or astropath will receive a missive and note it into the archives.
Yes.
Yes.
Indeed.
Or maybe it'll just take a week. Who knows? With the
It could be.
yeah.
I mean,
Obviously, if they get back to the Tricorn before that message arrives, then she can just, hand in her report herself.
I mean, technically, considering the nature of the warp, the message could even arrive before you sent it.
That is true. So yeah. Sister Francesca can actually absolutely do that. Tim, like I said, you arrive back down on the planet's surface, and you
Yes,
rejoin the others.
eager to seek out his friendos.
Well, he finds them.
But he doesn't have any.
Aww.
That's harsh.
That is harsh.
Okay,
What?
can we upgrade Medea to being the worst person in the
He did
Yeah,
just tell us all that he doesn't really have friends when we were having the heart-to-heart. Because he didn't give a damn.
That's like
No, he did say that he preferred you guys to other people.
Yes.
I was about to say
That's
he's
kind of like for a cat to say, you know what, you give me food, I kind of, I can tolerate you.
I hate you less than I hate other two legs.
Yes. I hate you less than the one who tries to kick me.
Yes, that also pretty much sums up my relationship with cats.
But yes, you do
yes.
find your acquaintances.
Yes, good. So, in that case, when we get him back, it's a matter of stocking up on supplies, including extra ammunition. We will need to be able to
Shoot stuff.
we will need to be able to rearm ourselves or refill our ammunition when we get out there. Yes, haha, very funny. But we will need to be able, if I spend an entire clip of bolter ammunition, I really want to be able to actually get a fresh magazine when I get back. I think that makes some sort of sense.
Yeah, I think so. So.
And there is room for such things in a chimera. That's one of the good things about it, is that seeing as it is an APC, it does actually carry, arms.
Yep.
Heh.
It does.
Yes, I know. Very funny. Ha ha. The fun. I are such funny.
Yes. Unfortunately, this is one of the... Every time... It's not going to stop every time we make a reference. So we need to think about what we're saying.
Yes. Anyway,
Yes.
when that is when we are ready to, I think, get going.
Yes. And your first target, what was that? Was that the Abbey or the?
Yes, the first target would be the monastery.
Okay.
Because that's the first, that is the place that we know that have, it's been defended by Adeptus Sororitas in the past. The question is if there are any of them left alive. Probably not, given the situation. But they would, in that case, hopefully have had time to A, hide what it is they were guarding, and B, leave some message of some kind behind for the rest of us to react to.
Sure.
Be good for you to avenge your sisters.
Well, providing they need avenging, but let's just assume that is quite probably going to be the case. It's not of this, as far as I remember, they were of a different order than
oh yes.
Please.
There are 3 orders represented in the Abbey of St. Elena's Mount. There are the Hospitallers, and there are... Let me see.
It's the Hospitaller, the Dialogus, and the Famulus.
Yes, exactly.
Yes. Oh, that means there are no actual... Well, they can all fight. They're all Adeptus Sororitas, but there are no Orders Militant present.
Nope.
That would significantly lower their survival chances if a battle actually broke out there. But, because no power armor and considerably less bolters. Although they're called the Hospitallers are equipped with carapace armor as standard, so that's
it's also worth mentioning that it says here in this article I'm reading, and I agree with this. Finally, while the Mount doesn't maintain a permanent garrison of the Orders Militant, there are always small numbers of battle sisters. They're on layover after accompanying pilgrims and ecclesiarchy notables to port calling. So
right. So there would have been at least a few of them to... Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
All right, that makes sense. In that case, I absolutely suggest that we go there first of all.
Okay.
It is our best lead.
Yes. So here's the thing: you are in Port Calling, which is the capital of the Piety of Seth, and you can actually see the Abbey from your position within the fortress. Or rather, you can see the 80 meters high statue of the Emperor.
Yes.
That dominates the Abbey. You can see him standing, like I said, over 80 meters. And dressed in full armor and holding out his arms. You get the impression that he is offering benediction to the people of the piety, specifically to those dwelling in Port Calling.
Needless to say, when she sees that, just will kneel in prayer. That goes.
So that's probably one of the first things she did when she arrived, because, like I said, it is visible from Port Calling, even though the abbey itself is located on an island just offshore. So,
but if it's large enough, I mean, it's one of these massive statues that the Imperium builds. So,
it is more than 80 meters tall. So yeah, it's quite a statue.
That is actually the size of a Titan. Jesus Christ!
Yeah, it's huge.
It's not even the size of like a small Titan. That's the size of that's the size of an Imperial class.
Well,
ouch.
To say yes, I mean
it's huge.
I mean there was back in the day when the Emperor was still out and fighting amongst his people. There was precedent for powerful psychers such as him and indeed his son Magnus the Red to grow themselves to Titan size.
Yes. Squash the enemy with extreme prejudice.
Yes, because why should there be a limit to what psychic powers can do to you sometimes?
Especially when we're talking that level. I mean, there are alpha level psychers out there, and then you have people like Magnus, and you have the Emperor, who is a god, for goodness sake.
Yes, pretty much.
So
even though he would be very upset, out of character, he would be very upset to be called that, because us who read the books, we know that is the whole point of the Imperium, which everybody has conveniently forgotten.
Yep. So I'm posting in the Roll20 chat for Rasmus and I's benefit a picture of a Titan. It's just so you know what it is we're talking about.
Yeah.
And I just posted it.
That's a Reaver Titan, and the one in the background is a Warhound.
Yes, and the small folk standing on the ground by the Titan's feet are Space Marines. They are
Warlord Battle Titans. That's the one I was thinking of.
Rather,
Warlord.
Yep.
That's
rather large.
Huge. Massive things.
Titans are indeed massive things, and this statue towers over most of them.
What are they called? The Legio something. The ones the Titan Legion.
Legio Titanicus, I think.
Yeah,
yes.
I believe so. Yes.
Yes.
And then, of course, if you can't afford a Titan, just get a Knight. A small one-man Titan, because small is a relative term.
Well, the word isn't in the Imperial vocabulary, I don't think.
No, it really isn't. Everything needs to be bigger.
Yes, the current name for this, what you're thinking of, is the either the Adeptus Titanicus or the Collegia Titanica.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, anyways, sorry for the interruption.
No worries.
But we get to the monastery.
Well,
we don't get to the monastery.
You all pack into the Chimera that you've requisitioned, and you make your way there. Medea, since you have drive, and since you're driving across a blasted wasteland full of craters and holes and stuff like that, why don't you give me a drive test?
Drive vehicle ground.
Drive ground vehicle, yes.
It's
vehicle.
not under, we're not under stressed circumstances.
No.
Get a bonus to it.
No. Well, so
it's not combat driving. After
no, it's not combat driving. Give me a. I'll give you a +10 to the test.
Yay! I won't take any bonuses we can get.
Yep. Cool. Sweet. Oh, you have 70. Drive vehicle.
She has drive vehicle, it's an agility one, and she has +10 and +20 on it.
Damn. That's pretty cool.
Wow.
That's
She
good.
is good at this. Thank you.
Like,
we need to get her more, let's get her some nice toys to play with, like a tank.
yes, at this point, I'm really glad to see that, considering how you felt about Medea at the start of this, Aya, that she really has come into her own. She's
Jesus,
invaluable
yes.
as a
Completely.
hunter.
Well, it
invaluable.
was mostly a thing of, well, we have the commanding lady, we have the psyker, and we have the one who knows how to shoot.
Yes.
Yeah, but she knows
We
other
haven't-
things as well.
Sure, but we haven't really had a use of any
No,
drive
that's
around vehicle or navigation or tracking or anything like that.
But it's also worth pointing out that that is the absolute strength of the Scum class, is that
Yes.
they are not, they're masters of relatively few things, but they get such diversity of skills.
Yes.
They
Jack of
can
all
learn
trades.
to do so many different things. So yeah, they're really jack of all trades.
So, as the Chimera rumbles across the wasteland and through various ruined settlements and industrial, you drive through various industrial complexes. You heavy weapons training is heavy weapons. And SP just means solid projectile, which means regular bullets.
Yeah, but the normal weapon attached to a Chimera would be a scatter laser. That's the mounted weapon on top of it.
Yes.
And I don't know if any of us have a heavy weapon laser or las rather.
No.
But even so, we could fire it. It would just be at a minus.
Yes.
But the main bonus of this kind of weapon, obviously, is that there is a what is it called? A set of firing slits. So you could have an entire squad of guardsmen. So that's 10 men, all firing out of this thing simultaneously to the sides, 4 to each sides and 2 to the rear.
Yes. But yeah, to answer your question, heavy weapon training is basically you're skilled in the use of heavy weapons, such as heavy bolters and similar heavy weapons.
In
And
this case, solid projectiles.
yes, solid projectiles, which is weapons firing regular bullets, slugs. So yeah. You drive across the wasteland and through these ruined settlements and industrial areas, and occasionally you're forced to make an evasive maneuver as you drive across something that collapses. But eventually, you do reach the causeway that leads out to the island upon which the abbey is located, and now the statue of the emperor is looms in front of you, 80 meters of plus glory, and the abbey itself, of course, which is basically a series of towers and large buildings placed in the center of this island. So I think, since it is almost 11,
Yep.
I think this
This
is
is
a good place to stop.
Absolutely.
And we'll see what happens in the abbey next time.
Yes.
Yosh.
So I think for this session I shall give you 350.
350. Yes.
350.
I know what I'm going to spend all my points on. Because at this point, I can take, I can actually get both command and command plus 10.
Oh, that's
Beautiful.
cool.
And that's 400 points, which is exactly what I have.
I need to think about what I'm going to. I want to spend mine on, actually.
Yes.
I have 700. I should figure out what to spend mine on.
So yeah, that is it for this session. We hope you've enjoyed it. I certainly have, and
Me too.
This was fun.
we shall see you all 14 days from now. So
Yay!
Until then, bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.